What's going on, Sooner Nation? Glad to have you all back. Thank you for tuning in to the PG show where we're changing it a little bit. We talk about all things Oklahoma athletics. We might have to tweak that intro a little bit more, but appreciate you guys tuning in. Today, we're going to talk a little bit of OU football recruiting. We're going to talk about some new offers that went out, some of the guys that are going to be on campus for the junior day for Oklahoma, and a little bit more. But before we dive into it, guys, I need your help. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that like and hit the subscribe button. You guys know the drill. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and 62. Look, we made up 5%. 62% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, but you come back and watch my videos over and over and over again. So just need you to help me out. Let's get to 10,000. Be a part of it. We're going to talk about softball. We're going to talk about basketball. We'll probably have Drew England on and talk a little bit of baseball here and there, right? We're going to talk about OU sports in general. We're shifting to an OU podcast. I want you guys to show up and show out for it. But we got to talk about this recruiting scene for 2025 and where Oklahoma's at. And obviously, I think where we have to start is Nate Roberts. You guys saw 247 Sports put out a tweet today saying that he's going to be on campus at Ohio State and then he's going to Oregon, but you didn't see Oklahoma in there. Now, here's the deal. I'm not naive to think, oh, there's no visit on the 27th. That was put out publicly, but the kid lives in Washington, Oklahoma, which is right down the road from Norman. You would imagine the kid's probably going to be in Norman on January 27th, right? Not confirmed, but I mean, come on. Obviously, Ohio State got the Steve Wiltfong crystal ball, but we're really far away from the 2025 signing day. And although if you're Oklahoma, you lost Peyton Pierce in the last cycle where you felt really good in that recruitment to Ohio State. Yeah, I don't think Nate Roberts is going to be a Buckeye. I just don't. I've heard people say that he's got family out there and things like that. I just don't think that's going to be enough to sway the kid. Kevin Sperry's recruiting him really hard. Joe John Finn. And when he sees what Oklahoma does at the tight end position this year, he's going to want to be a part of it. And his brother, Jake Roberts, right? He's going to be a player here. He's going to have an opportunity to come on campus a lot. So, guys, I'm not freaking out about it yet. I'm saying some of you guys freak out about it. Don't freak out. But Oklahoma threw out a couple of big-time offers, and we'll do a breakdown video on some of these guys individually, but we'll just run through the list real quick. And the first one was an offer thrown out by Zach Alley. And by the way, Zach Alley has already reached out to some of the current linebacker recruits, and from one of them specifically told me that he loved Zach Alley already. He's got energy, he's got a lot of passion, and he thinks that Zach Alley is somebody that he could gel with. He's excited to get on campus, and he's going to make that a priority. So exciting news there. But he threw out an offer to Jaden Harmon. So Jaden Harmon is a 6'1", 205-pound linebacker out of Rome, Georgia. Jaden Harmon told me that he is expecting to get on campus here in spring. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. Right now, if you look at kind of where this is trending, you've kind of seen the Auburn and the Tennessees and the LSUs, right? He's been to Georgia twice. He's been to Auburn once. He's been to Tennessee once. He's been to Vandy once. He's been to LSU once. He's been to Alabama. He's been to Ole Miss. He's been to South Carolina, right? So you look at this list, and it's all SEC schools, right? I don't think you're going to have to fight for this kid with any other conference. But you're going to have to fight with the Georgias, especially since he's from that state. And I'm not thinking Alabama is going to be too big of a test right now on the recruiting trail. We need to see what Kalen DeBoer and that staff's going to do. So if you're Oklahoma, and Zach Alley threw out his first offer, right, to a linebacker that wasn't offered with Ted Roof, it's going to be interesting to see how this one lines out. Additionally, you saw an offer go out to Cooper Perry, a 6-foot, 185-pound wide receiver out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Right? You've seen Oregon and Notre Dame and Arizona and Washington and Ole Miss get visits in that recruitment. Oklahoma is just throwing out means, hey, maybe they're not feeling so good about Mosey. We talked about it. I said my top 3 wide receivers right now, where if you don't take Mosey, because I don't think they're going all in on him at this point, it's Mosey, Andrew Marsh, and Jacaden Ferguson. Cooper Perry might be a name that we need to watch for, though. You saw another offer go out for Tay Harris. He is a 4-star corner that is committed to Georgia, right? Georgia. Here's the thing about Georgia here. They've gotten 2 visits. Tennessee's gotten 1. LSU's gotten 1. And Florida's got 1. And although he is committed to Georgia's pretty deep. And Jay Valai's doing a good job. If you see Woody Washington go out there, ball out this year, Kendall Dolby, Gentry Williams, you're going to see a lot of corners start really turning their heads. 6-foot corner, this is what you guys ask for. These are the guys that you want to see Oklahoma go out there and land. So it's going to be a tough battle if you're Oklahoma, because he's already committed to Georgia, and he's been committed since June 19th of 2023. So you would imagine this commitment might stick for Georgia, but Georgia sometimes doesn't hold on to these commitments long term. Additionally, his primary recruiter was Fran Brown. Where's Fran Brown now? Up at Syracuse. So let's just keep all that in mind. Additionally, you saw Bill Beatonbow and the offensive staff throw out an offer to Jack Lange out of Eureka, Missouri. Now, we talked about the offensive line talent here in 2025, and I said, hey, Kansas, Missouri, Texas, they're just rich in talent. And this is where Oklahoma really wants to build a pipeline. Well, I want to be honest, guys. I don't know if you're getting him from Missouri or Nebraska, right? You've seen Missouri and Nebraska both get 3 visits. Mizzou is putting out a good NIL program, trying to keep kids in state. And a 6'8", 275-pound offensive tackle, a 4-star, is going to be a guy that is wanted by a lot of people across the country. So not counting on Jack Lange being in this class, but hey, it's another offer out there. It's another guy Oklahoma can kick the tires around on, kind of see, hey, where does this kid's head at? But like I said, 3 visits to Missouri. I would imagine Missouri or Nebraska is probably going to be a destination there. Now, looking at some of the guys that are going to be on campus for Junior Day, we talked about this the other day, right? 5-star Caleb Cunnignham, who is crystal balled to end up at Mississippi State. However, I would favor Ole Miss in that recruitment right now to get his signature on signing day. And then you got 5-star athlete Jonah Williams. So those are the 2 5-stars that are really headlining the Junior Day on the 27th. Then you've got Max Granville, the 4-star defensive end, who he's been crystal balled and future casted to end up at Oklahoma. Gus Cordova, Michael Turner Jr., Kevin Sperry. I was told Marcus James would potentially be on campus, but he's got basketball going on that day too. So there's a chance he might not be. So right now I've kind of got him as tentative. Christian Jones, the 4-star tight end out of Nebraska, I believe is where he's out of. Again, I told you guys, Nate Roberts, probably expect him on campus, although it's not confirmed, just being right down the road. And there wasn't an graphic put out for the 27th visit. So I'm just going to slate him in as a tentative prospect to show up. But again, that's not confirmed. Trynae Washington, you've got Cobey Sellers, Maliek Hawkins, Elijah Barnes, Dawson Merritt, Kamori Moore, Landon Rink, Maki Stewart, Owen Hollenbeck, Emmanuel Choice, and then the running back here out of Edmond Santa Fe, Demarius Robinson. You might ask, well, hey, what about some of the other Oklahoma kids, right? Like Elijah Thomas, Jaden Nickens, Tristan Haynes. Listen, they're probably going to be on campus too, but again, it's not confirmed. So we're not going to put them down as solid visitors. But Oklahoma's got a solid Junior Day coming up. And if you're looking at the 2025 class, you're feeling really excited. Personally, in my opinion, I feel like you could probably close the door with Max Granville here. I really think maybe you could start to try to get him to wrap up that recruitment. And then I think you're going to kind of get an idea with some of these running backs on where you want to go. I'm still trying to figure out whether we're going to get Caden Knighton on campus. He's the #1 running back in the state right now, currently committed to Vanderbilt. But the last time that I talked to him, I think OU was offering him on a PWO. So we'll just need to follow up with him and kind of see where that recruitment's at and if that's still on the table. Obviously, you don't have Isaiah Mosey on this list, but you got Kamori Moore, his teammate. So where does that stand? I think Kamori Moore is going to stick. I don't expect Isaiah Mosey to be in this class. Landon Rink, the 3-star defensive lineman. A lot of people are favoring him to Austin, Texas. Texas A&M kind of looming in the back at #3 on the recruiting list. But I'm looking at this as an Oklahoma, Texas battle, and I actually think I'm going to go against a lot of what the other people across the industry are saying. And I'm going to say Oklahoma right now probably is the slight leader over Texas in this recruitment. I really like that what he said about the relationship that he has with Todd Bates and the way he talks about Norman. Obviously, I think the default cop out is to favor Austin, Texas because of his location, or Texas A&M. I think those are just two easy cop outs, but I think Oklahoma is right in the thick of it in this recruitment, and I think right now they have the slight edge. So you look at it and you're excited about what this is going to potentially come out of this junior day. I mean, maybe you could try to really seal the deal with Jonah Williams, although the Jonah Williams recruitment, I probably expect to drag on a little bit longer than junior day. Maybe it'd probably go on through the summer, but Oklahoma's got some elite guys coming on campus. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, you're excited. So want to hear from you guys, want to hear what your thoughts are. Go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe button, join the discussion by jumping down in the comments below and giving me your guys' thoughts on either the junior day list or some of the offers that are out there.